Today is the 103rd day of Aries. Today is the 103rd day of Aries. Hello, Lainey. How are you? It is the 103rd day, right? Look at that. E and E, right? Looks like a G, looks like an E, could be a C, right? Dragon, lamb, right? Januaries, Februaries, March brings in Aries into April, Taurus. They both have horns. I'm shutting the door. You know, when I wear these glasses, I can't see. I need to look within, okay? Before I project outward, I need to look within. It's just like everything we say, right? Every time we speak, before we let the words come out of our mouth, right? We have to reflect within the words. Reflect. How do we reflect the word within? I don't know if that's the right word. Can you confirm for me the sin? Let me see this over here. The Lamb of God. Hello. Hold on. Let me try to keep up with the comments. Let me work on. Can you confirm with me the Scythians and the Sethians? Let me just look at this. You know, Ian in the word IAN in the end of the word, I've run into this before, and I question myself. You see, the AI is the first and the third letter, right? So when you jump from A, the next one you go to is you will jump over into I. A is a split house, right? If you split the house with one line, what will happen? Now, when I split this over here, here's where I join. Okay, here's where I join. This can also be looked at as if you eliminate this line and continue this line. I'll do that in a second, okay? But we're going to split here. So I split it over here. The thing is, once I flip it up this way, okay, instead of what I'm trying to flip, turning into a T with a straight line, that to the left and to the right, right, in my T-ball game is the letter L. Also to note that the angelfish has come on by to where you can see the understanding to delta, right? Beta, gamma, delta. And before you create the split, you have the combination of what is DC. I have one. Of what you switch to DC over here. So you get the A over here, which is DC, split by this letter over here, and it's a straight line. And what are we going to look at the straight line? Because it has a cap on top of it. So now it looks like a T. So now you have AT. Now, when you have AT, you sometimes have something like this. And this is when they say it's the A commercial sign. And my question is, will there be an ad in this commercial? If we come here with an ad in the commercial, is it ad meaning plus or negative, black or red? Here's your commercial A. And when we use this, what are we doing? Are we sending a message or a letter? Right? And if it's a letter, I want to know if the letter is in a bottle and if the bottle is in the ocean. So what is this bottle? How bottles come from glass, bottles come from sand, and I need to go back to ancient times. I want to know how I can go back millions of years. How far back do you want to go? How far back do you want to go? How far back? And don't forget, I make it all up. But I make it all up with the logic that has been sold to me, that I've been indoctrinated with, that not only have I been indoctrinated with, but I'm only going to mention something and try to keep and make sure that the entire population from those of the 60s that carried on from the 60s and saw it pass through me. So if you don't know why or understand why I'm different from you and how come I'm the only child like this, understand what I saw. Did you see what I saw? And if you saw what I saw, did we ever discuss it? Right? How did you understand what you saw and I saw and we both saw the same thing, or at least we thought we saw the same thing? Did you see that? What exactly did you see? Dougie, 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 Doug. See, Doug says in here it's Passover. So that would be 55 and the ER. Every time I put ER, that's 23, right? 5 times 3, 5 plus 3, 8 and 15, 23. Or 7 times 2, 7 plus 2, okay, equals to 9 and 14 equals to 23. Both 5 and 3 and 7 and 2. Okay. And this one you get 83, and this one you get 75. So what it is, it's the creation of the Trinity passing through the electric moon. Where do I get this from? I create tens, check. 5 and 5 is 10, 7 and 3 is 10. 7 and 3 is 10, 8 and 2 is 10. The creation of the airwave cycle between 3 and 7, between Gemini and Libra. Coming out where, look at that, Taurus, look, the house the house of Venus, Taurus, look at that, Scorpio, Neptune. Isn't that crazy, running the cycle, the power of the oceans inside the airwaves? I have to create number 10. That's the only way to create the 10 is the 10 is the protractor. To go all around the pole. Right? To go all around, not the pole, but the center of what is to be the pole or the window. Hold on a second. You want to come in? Go upstairs, 22, right? 37. Hello, Rachel Leroux. Parlez-vous français? Yeah, that's another thing. I'd like to do a little bit more in French if I could, if there were more French people here. Very important because I could not do my work without the French, right? In fact, I can't do my work without somebody just saying something and just opening up that portal so I can go inside and examine, what you brought. Like if you bring me the deck of cards or a book and I look inside, I really just I just like one of those flies on the top of the lake. I'm the fish. I jump and eat any of the flies that are there. The information. So let me see this over here. Okay, wait. I'm gonna have to read this. Sometimes it's a little tougher to do my work from my sister's house, when there's people in the house. So let me see. See you See you at the pole. For those of you who do not know, Synexia Thunt, right, came in like a runt. We threw her out with a punt, and I'm just joking with you. She studies the zodiac. Those who already know the zodiac and understand how it works, you'll really understand her work. She associates letters and numbers and algorithms that are existing right now. The algorithm of 7, the algorithm of 13. We run the 13 moons. There's a reason for it. It happens somewhere else. If it's happening somewhere else, why is it happening there? What is the beginning of it to exist in the first place? What is 13? Why does it exist? Where does it come from? What can we do with it? Why did they put 4 suits in the deck of cards with 13 cards? Why did they stop counting at 10 and when Jack, Queen, King, when everybody knows it's 11, 12, 13? So why is the Jack, the J? Why is the J in the K position, right? Why is the J the 10th letter, okay, in the deck of cards in the 11th position? Right? Why is the Q, okay, which is the 17th letter, okay, playing the 12th card in the deck of cards? Why has the Queen taken up the position of the Bats Mitzvah running by the 28-day cycle, or 4 times 2 equals to 8H? Which part of the house of Beit would you like to learn about? It's just association. That's all it is. All the stories are association, right? So we can take all these stories and bring it to any association. The rules are fair. It's about fairness. Where does it start? It all starts with ABC. Just learning the ABCs, then the numbers and the colors, and then we add a few other things into this. One of my favorites is the blueprint over here, right? Some of the blueprints are over here. And let me see, do I have anything in my, oh, yes, look at that. We've got this, and we've got this. See that? Look at that, the pound key. Oh, hold on, it's the pound key. Perhaps it's the canine or the 9 lives of the cat, but irregardless, it's at the pound, right? Or hold on a second, I'm wrong. It's 16 ounces, right? And I'm still having trouble which way to write this. So, and I did a thing on this the other day. I'm going to bring that up because ounces also says 11 within it. There's a whole big thing with ounces. And the beginning of the word is 1415. And that 1415 is like I just spoke. Both of these equate to this. They both equate to 23. The 9 and the 8, okay, are on the other side of the 7th gate. When you divide these by 7, okay, the 9 one will end up in the 2nd position. The 8 ends up in the 1st position for the father or the heart, right? You can also look at the 8, is we don't have to put the line to know that there is a line that goes between here and here. There's separation. We even see that and understand it, that when we create, you see the 9? And on the other side, we show the 6, that when we jumble it together, the whole world turns on an angle. And like above is below, with the separation of the 7th gate. Also to be known and found here, my first brick, the horizontal and vertical 10x4 brick, communication brick, April 1st, 91st day of Spirit, and October 4th, the 277th day, bringing on the power of the Christ inside the house of Beit. What did I do? All I did is I was just taught to do these certain things in art to understand separation, right? I was understood that over a period of time, how do I look at the cards when there's no stomach, right? The stomach area shows no feet, right? It doesn't show any feet in the deck of cards. So I came up with something in order to look at it a little bit different, in order to have a different, like, what are they trying to say? I'm not seeing their feet. So when I started mirroring the cards, I noticed the mirror on the top was not a mirror on the bottom anymore. And then mirroring the heads are no longer a mirroring. When you mirror the heads of the jacks and the kings, do you know what happens? It turns into a hexagon. Okay, 6-sided hat. Okay, they had the 3-sided hat, right? Everybody knows Passover time, right? We had the Hamantash, the 3 sides, the tetrahedron. And then we had the 4 sides of the dreidel. But we always forget we have 4 sides of the dreidel, right? So on the dreidel, when you grab the dreidel at the top and you go to spin it, right? It's not like this. I can't, where do I spin this way? Or how would I spin this if I put the cube up like this? A little bit different of a dimension than a dreidel, right? We have the spindle at the top. We have the point at the bottom, bringing all 4 sides together. So we show 4 sides on the bottom, but yet the top is flat. So try to understand that in your head. Imagine if we spread this out on a piece of paper, what it would look like if we cut the art out of this. Cooking up alchemy. So you do know in Hashem, right? Have you ever seen the word Hashem, anybody? Is it Hashem or is it alchemy? Right? You see the difference between this one? Here's the power of the gateway, right? Within us. Here is the heavens, right? Here is the split house. You see the same bar within the A is in the H. I skipped over and I did not finish the deal with the A, right? That when you split this, is this where the L comes in? And you end up with reverse Allah within inside the split house? If you follow that, the split house, because I was born. And where do I rectify this? I rectify this that in the deck of cards, the ace position is located inside the 3 card. Go ahead, get a deck of cards. I'm going to guess that over 90% of everything that I do, okay, can be found somewhere, okay? I'm not sure what you can't find somewhere, because sometimes you might say, well, why do you say that? And I need to answer you why I say it. And I will answer you. I will tell you because this is what I believe. This is the result of this, and this is why this happens. It's the same thing if we're going to take something really plain. I want to get to number 17. It's a prime number. For me, the only reason it's a prime number, okay, this is the way it goes. Let's go see. Okay, we're going over to get number 17. What is it? 17 is 4 times 4 plus 1 equals 17. It's also 3 times 6 minus 1 equals 17. It's 3 times 5 plus 2 equals to 17. It's 2 times 8 plus 1 equals to 17. It's 2 times 9 minus 1 equals to 17. And these are all the stories I get when I want to go to 17. I'm not going to use the point this, and this, right? I'm just going to do this. This one is going to involve the electric company. This one's going to involve the moon. And now it's going to be connecting up 2 moons of Mars, right? I'm using the house. I like to call it the sun house, the sun hub. I like to use the house as the 0, as the entire operator for everything, the operation system with inside the house. And then the 0 is also can be used because when the 0 is squeezed together, we can only associate, right, by taking the 0, and it's been shown before, by taking the 0 and taking these numbers together. or taking the 0 and taking these numbers together, or taking the 0 and taking these numbers together, or taking the 0 and taking these numbers together. Well, that's not a 0. It's on the side. Let me tell you a story. That if I painted this room with every single paint and never cut anything out, you're only going to have the painted wall. And why did you paint it like this? That's it. There's no story. But if I give you pieces and parts, you'll be able to take a part, say, what if I took one piece out? What if I added one piece? What if that's all there is? If I use the word yes, it's 3 letters and it ends with an S. So it might mean like a completion. Inside ending a word with S, a lot of times it means more than, right? Like extras. It also is a connection. Having a toe problem or a muscle problem. Somebody said it was that new thing coming out, happens every 60 to 65 years. Yeah, they call it 375 age. No, 175. Sorry about that. Fool in the Tarot Create. Thank you, Nicole, for the rose. Thank you. Thunder Unt. What's that? Cindy Thunt. Under. Yes, the power. Lightning. If you see lightning, think Sagittarius and Capricorn. Communication incoming. What is it? What is it? Okay, that's it. Zodiac secrets unveiled. So 72, I bring it to 10 because of the protractor. This is where I get my 10 and I get my 10 here. I don't only bring it to 10, okay? I'm also going to bring the 72, okay, to number 13. So that would be 62. And so this would be 13, right? And I also want to bring it to 7. So that will be 97, 0, 0, not 97, 95, 05, 05, okay, and 72. And now I'm going to be working on 62, and we want to get 48, and then we want to get 15. Then, it was 16. Oh no, it was 15. Sorry, it was 15. It was 15. Then I wanted to get 72. Did I do 72? Okay, let's see if I can explain this right now. So let me get this off. Check this out. Remember I started with this 72 and 53. Oh yeah, it was the 53 I needed to do. So here's what it is. See this 5? I need another 5. See this 3? I need a 7. They're both 10s. Perfect. Now we're going to go over and do number 70 to 83 again. Let me see. Why did we have 83 over here? Oh, yes, that was the reflection. 8 and 2 is 10. 7 and 3 is 10. That's 1. Now what we're going to do, we're going to do 72 again. We're going to go 72. 2 and 2 is 4. 7 and 6 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. So we put this one here. So now this one over here, right? See, we got number 72 again, right? Now 7 and 9 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 2 and 5 is 7. 0 and 7 is 7. 5 and 2 is 7. Now we create 7. So when you're looking for 47 or 74, don't look any further than this. But this is not the only one of this. It continues on. The next one that I'm going to do in this is the 10 part, right? We did the 10 part. Well, the 10 part was here. You see, the 4 part, what it means is 7 and 6 is 13, 1 and 3 is 4, 2 and 2 is 4. 7 and 2 is my base number. I need to create 4. I create 4 through 13, 1 and 3 is 4. Jacob's ladder, part of the father house in creation. The next part, okay, what you do over here is I need to create 7. So 7 and 9 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. Holder of the 3 gates. 16, holder of the 3 gates, the letter P. Also the spirit and the church come with this. The rooster is above the church. 110 is the numeric value. Also, there's other things. It goes with OO equaling to what also goes with duplicates. And that's going to associate with the moon equaling to what is 30. The upper house, 6, 7, 8, 9 is that 30. The rooster is at the top of the house, the high house. 9 and 8 equals to the high house. Equals to 17Q, and that's the high house. Division of the 7th gate. You see the 8 and the 9, and I didn't do this yet, but when you divide 8 and 9 by 7, okay, the answer is going to be what is 1 and 2. Where the 9 becomes the 2 and the 8 becomes the 1. The 9 becomes the 2, the 8 becomes the 1. When you begin, right, when you begin on your 9, you're not beginning on your 9. You're going to begin on your 11. In Aquarius, 11, 12, Pisces. That's why the number 12 comes up. Look at that. We can use 1, 2. We can put it together as 12. We can even go 21. When we go 21, we end up here. 12 and 9, 21. Ran over the zodiac another time. Another thing, this would be Lilith. This is your birth. This is the 12 months. This is the heavens of the 7th gate. Oh my Lord. Okay, my papers are here. I'm so happy. Oh no, these are not my papers. Where are my papers? Oh my God, did I leave them in the car? No way. No way. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. I'm going to just look them up over here. That's why I like taking pictures of everything. I need more RAM. If you'd like to help support the channel, that would just be freaking amazing. Can't keep up. Yeah, it's right here. It's right here. See, what we do is we do this. 9 divided by 7 equals 285714, right? And when you look at this, 285714, 285714. Don't look at the one. See the one in front? Okay. Don't look. That's only the levels of where you are, where you achieved. And remember, I need a minimum of 3 here in order to begin. 1 meets 2 equals to 3. So the only time that works out is, check this out. The only time that can work out is when 22 divides by 7. That's the only time it works out. 142857. Whoop, I think the phone's upside down. 142857 right here. Right? And that's in the first realm. And we're based on 6. So they only pick 6 numbers. 1 in a million creates that 7th day. Right over here. What is this? This is the this is part of that Mayan, I think, Hab timing. I'm not sure if anybody's ever heard of that before. HAAB, the Mayan calendar. How many days are there? $18 months, 20 days each. 18 is what surrounds the cube. Okay. 10 is the connection of the face. 20 days each, right? We're in the 2020 world, right? 2020. 20 minutes of the hockey game. Words of thirds. 3 times 20 equals to what is the 60. And plus a final month of just 5 days called Wayeb, right? Wayeb. 5 and 2, 7 makes everything smaller and bigger. There's more to this, right? This is something to do with communication. I get it. I get it. House of bait, right? House of bait, divided house of bait. So then you have the 20 days each, right? Did you know that's the most you can get on this is 20? So does anybody know I'm going up for a glass of water? I'm going to come back down. All right. I'm going to put on a little music just for a second, a song that I put together. And there's so many more songs to write. And in writing these songs, what I do, I'm going to explain this 20. What I do when I write these songs is I look out there for the algorithms. I look one of the algorithms in what they call polymath. I don't really call it polymath. I just call it the equational understanding of everything that exists. You know, so the algorithm. Wow, what was I? Oh yeah. So what the kids do today, the books that are shared. So I'll go and look at all of those, and then I'll say something to relate it to something else. And when it goes to get me that information, it adds in something I would have never thought of, right? Because I have associated something that you just can't find like that normally, right? Without looking through thousands of pages. Then I might read it a transcript out of a Bible, right? And then say something to it through one of my algorithms or through one of the existing algorithms of the planet or that everybody actually has. You just don't know it yet because you haven't thought of it, right? Yeah, so I'm going to get something to drink upstairs and I'm going to finish with this. And the time date line, I believe we're in less 2 years, right? Like I always used to say, we should be 1 year forward. 1 year forward, maybe 2 years back, right? It's almost like we've already went through, like we've already like lived, we already streamed 3 years ahead of time ourselves, right? That's what it feels like. That's what it seems like. All these holidays, all these memories, you know, it's like we used up the only reason we're in the halfway house, according to logic. Okay. Well, first of all, I call it the halfway house. I'll explain it another time. 6, right? 4 corners is all I need. This tells me it's halfway. It becomes rectangular instead of square, right? Don't box me in. But if you box in a horse, it becomes rectangular because of the shape of the animal. So we'd have to pick up all shapes. Are there any round animals unless they curl up, right? Yeah, so where was I with that? What did I just say? Yes, so that's what it is. So I call the 6 the halfway. You see what it is it's 4, right? It's here, right here. Hold on a second. How do I hold this? Come on. Yeah. So each one of these possess number 4 in it, right? The 6 is 4 corners, the 5 is, right? This one holds the heart center over here. This one's holding no heart center. This one over here. And if you notice, there's nothing. Everything that has to do with the edges, there's nothing on any of the edges. All the edges are empty. And according to the hexahedron, right, there's supposed to be 12 edges. Every edge, okay, has 2 area spaces. So I'm going to talk about the edges of the cube, of the hexahedron. Oh, it's always something new every day. I bump into a new word, a new question. Hello, Kate Yerloda. I see you've been here before. I know, so I just want to say I notice what's going on. I need to make sure I'm aware. I need to make sure that I stay in touch with all those. So Lainey, I don't know if Lainey's still here. You know, nobody stays really that long. Hello, Brandon. If you have something to ask, you want to say something, go ahead. I'm going to finish with these 2 pieces in a minute. I need to get something to drink, so I'm going to leave you with this song right now. One of my last songs. Which song should I put on? requested lines. The tutorials, the algorithm, the stars, the breath. I'm wondering if I can set it up on this. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. There's a thing here to hold my phone, eh? I'm wondering if I can. Whoa, it won't stay up. Let me see. Hold on a sec. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Yes. So my phone is here. Let's see if this can see it. That would be really cool. Hold on. What does it mean to cheat? What does it mean to share? What does it mean to be fair? To be out of your hair. Help me, who can help me now? Only I can choose the path, only I know how. Under the stars, I search for a sign. Is it Venus? Is it Virgo? The fire in Leo's mind. Sagittarius, my birthright, seeking truth and flight. In Libra's balance, bring me peace tonight. My God is an algorithm that's easily read, and is everywhere, and is in you. See it, believe it, hear it, know it, smell it, breathe it. It's all around you. The numbers leave a pattern, a circle, a ring. The stars hold the echoes of everything. Why do we follow the same old lines? Zodiac scripture stories divine. Who wrote these books? Who cast the sky? If we spiral through space, why don't the stars drive by? Aquarius, the sky. Pisces, the deep. Cancer brings the waters where secrets sleep. The gods sit in council, their voices collide. Do they ask the same questions that burn inside? My God is an algorithm that's easily read, and is everywhere, and is in you. See it, believe it, hear it, know it, smell it, breathe it. It's all around you. Throw it in your Holy Ghost. You do not know. From every breath you take, from every breath you are away, from every time you close your eyes, for every time you have a surprise, for every time you live in sorrow, remember your God is here. The algorithm is here today, yesterday, and tomorrow. What does it take to get along? Is my right more than your right? Or are we just reflections of the same eternal light? And within your Holy Ghost, you do not know. From every breath you take, from every breath, your powerful visual and lyrical statement. Let me know if you need formatting ideas. My God is an algorithm that's easily read, and is everywhere, and is in you. See it, believe it, hear it, know it, smell it, breathe it. It's all around you. From within your Holy Ghost, you do not know. From every breath you take, from every breath you are awake, from every time you close your eyes, for every time you have a surprise, for every time you live in sorrow, remember your God is here. The algorithm is here today, yesterday, and tomorrow. What does it take to get along? Is my right more than your right? Or are we just reflections of the same eternal light? And within your Holy Ghost, you do not know. From every breath you take, from every breath you are awake, from every time you close your eyes, for every time you have a surprise, for every time you live in sorrow, remember your God is here. The algorithm is here today, yesterday, and tomorrow. What does it take to get along? Is my right more than your right? Or are we just reflections of the same eternal light? If you overlay this text artistically over the images you provided, it will create a powerful visual and lyrical statement. Let me know if you need formatting ideas. I keep the ready and evidence, but you can use an editing program like Photoshop or a mobile app like Canva. Go overlay the lyrics onto your images. Here's the rewritten song incorporating your requested lines. The tutorials, the algorithm, the stars, the breath. What does it mean to cheat? What does it mean to share? What does it mean to be fair? Okay, I'm back. Okay. So, Easy Flower is here. Okay, what else are we going to do in here? Okay, this is what I was going to mention for those who are here. It's just a shame that we're only two, you know. Sorry to say that, you know. Oh boy. I wish I would have made this a little bit smaller. I don't know. I see 1755 had a reason to it, right? Right. 75, our vibration is between 1 and 5, which is 432. Residing in there is 75. The electric moon is residing inside of that. Okay, if we have AE, then our balance is going to be IE. AE, IE, AE, IE, AE, IE, AE, IE, O. T minus counting for the fourth house. 20 is that count. This cube, okay, is a schematic for me. I read it different ways. I'm hoping that there are others that will read it the same way and vision it the way I do, giving the words I speak and what I am sharing some credibility in the value of what it will say further on when we make other associations. One of the things I like to say about the cube is it has 6 sides. It's a good beginning. Should we write down, somebody want to write down 6 sides? Now, we have a total of 6 dots. 12 equaling to what is 4 and 4 and 4 and 1 and 2. What does that mean? I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you this. And I'm going to show you this. Here's the 4 corners. Here's the 1 in the center. Here's the 2 in the center. If I had to split this, see this over here? It would be half a moon, right? It'd be the middle of the second period. It'd be 30-30. With the 10% of the brain that comes into this, 30-30, 10%, 10% of 30, 30 times 10, 3 plus 30, 33. I must be a Freemason. Now, how do you create all space? Times 2 equals to 60. Well, if half space, half noted to be what is number 5, right? 0.5 is for half. You would end up with 1.5 area space. 2 plus 1.5 equals 3.5. You are now at the heart of the cube. Excuse me. When I enter, very hard on my stomach lately. No, I don't take anything. No. I like a little liberation. You know, the houses are 20. Like I said, it's 420, the house of the teacher. That's where you get 80. 80 is your bronze. Okay, the constellations of 88 break down to 64 and 16, equaling to what is 80, which is 7 and 1, which equals to 56, which equals to 7 and 8, which equals to 56 and 15, okay, equals to 71 and 41. The word bronze equals 80. I'm going to explain it to you. I just want to slow down for a second before I say anything. Something's wrong with the algorithm. Yes, I'm going to let it interfere with me. The reason for this is I'm going to be uploading these to my YouTube channel. And I know it's not fair to hold back any information inside the game I play and what comes up inside this game. Remember that everything that goes on this page has nothing to do with the outside world at all, except the elements of the letters in the alphabet I don't own. Apparently, I have the right to use the alphabet, apparently, but it would be really lovely if somebody can find a law that will stop me from using the alphabet. You think they'll come up with a law to stop me from using the alphabet? Or a law that tells me to stop, using numbers, like don't use any numbers and don't use the alphabet. Okay. So you see, up to now, right, the alphabet has been legal. And that's not true. Not completely 100% legal. Did you know that? Did you know that the alphabet, okay, so hold on a second. What did you say? I didn't see what you said. Kisses. Hold on a second. Let me see this. Rochelle. Okay, I think it's Rochelle, right? Rochelle, you said no positive stay. Positive in the battery. Positive fits with 5 and 9. That association. The SI 9 and 19, 28 cycle of the moon, 28 grams. Do we have 1 pound or should we have 3 pounds? And if we have 3 pounds, then we might be able to find dogs and cats. But we also know that the number sign, the dog pound, splitting things up in 9, they also call it the K9. The crazy thing about this is they don't call it the J9. They call that the jaywalking. So here's what's going to go on. First, we started by just saying we're in the half space. In the half space of this cube. First, I'm going to satisfy everybody with explaining the 20. When you count, when do you find the algorithm in the count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Look at that. I mentioned 1 again for the first time. 22. I mentioned 2 again for the first time. It was 12 before, like twins. 23 was 13. 24 was 14. Boom. So we repeat. We repeat 21. We repeat 22. We repeat 23. Right? 21, 22, 23. We repeat 24. Right? But when we say 14, 14 has already been repeated the first time in the teens. So your teen at 4 gets repeated. That when you use the 13, okay, it becomes a third inside of it. So we don't say the 3, we say a third. So maybe we're saying a third of the 3 because now we're in the Trinity house. The 3 and the 4, the same corridor, Earth and Mars. Okay, 4 cubic, 3 cubic, 2 squared, 3 square, 4 square. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we get 5. You see, what is it about 1 and 5? What is it about 1 and 5? 1 times anything will always be the same it is. It's now 117, the power of the Christ, the matter of the situation. Just wrote that down on the last page here where I am. I wrote down Christ power over here. It comes with walking. Walk is 47. When you get the ing, it's 30. 30 days, 4 months of 30 days. We're in one of those months right now. Equals to the word matter, matter equaling to the word earth. Here is location amongst 3 systems. AM, the M is 1000, joining the houses together. Month of March is the beginning. In the 3rd month, the M. Then we come into April, AM, bringing the 2 together again. It's just constantly repeating its algorithm. So if you have a question about something I said and you can be specific about it, where is it located? Why is it repeating? That's what I'm going to do. We're going to go and sniff it out. Talking about sniffing things out, we've got the cavalry out there. Guys, do you want to come in? Yeah? You going to be good? Oh, I'm in Jamaica right now. Like next week, I'm going to get this really giant tube to put all around me, right? There's going to be TV screens all around me with bright lights. And it's like, if I'm in Jamaica, it's going to like splash in the background. I'm going to hire a couple of people to splash the water and call it my Jamaican office or something. You know, since the beginning of my project, that the Jamaican, the word, the relationship was this huge. I used to have visions about how they took the hemp and they tied the islands down, how they moved everything over and got it prepared before they flooded Atlantis. And all the island people were involved in this, their heritage, everything, that lineage goes back. So if you ended up on an island, there's a reason the island exists. Okay, whatever story you want to talk about. See, this is the part of my understanding through my work, right? Even Rubik's Cube breaks apart. Let me see where I am with this. No, stay positive, no intelligent enough. Hold on. Oh, let me walk this back. All into it. Thoughts over feelings, feelings over thought. Who's on first? What's on second? You know, the thing about baseball, right, is we start off in the batter's box, right? But really, we were in the dugout. And then we went to the batter's box. And then we went to the plate. And then we went to first. Second. Now, the thing about second base, it's between first and third, right? So it doesn't matter which way you go, you're always going to be on the field, right? Second base. It's called baseball, right? Ball equals to 27, and the ball and base equals to 27. And outs, there's 27 and 27. And the Mayan, right? The Mayan algorithms are at 27, which is what is to create. You need 1 and 2, or you need ba in order to create, or all in the letter of L12, or U21, which is the reader. 3 by 6, 3 plus 6 equals to I9, and R18 equals to 27. Okay. Now, I don't want to show you this yet. First, what I want to do is finish this page. I think I went far enough. So we had the 6 dots, in which what it is there's 3 sides on a cube that have 4. One of the 4s will have a 1 in between. Call it aleph. We're going to split it up. Call this bait. Okay. What is it bait? Because they're on each side. There's separations. This bait, okay, aleph, the A will be in the 5th position. And bet okay, is going to be in the first and ninth, okay, and the third and the seventh. So here is how it is. You see this 2 over here. Oh, did I do that right? Hold on a second. No, that's the other one. That's the other one. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, so this is what it is. The 1 is going to be right there. See that? See that one? Right in the center. Boom. Right there. The 6, right? The 6, right? Which has 4 corners. See these 2 over here? That's right there. I'm sorry. It's right there. Or, I'm sorry. It's right there. Or right there. Awake and asleep. Awake and asleep. I-O, I-O. Off to work I go, I-O, I-O, I-O. You know, I-go is 76, right? 976. I-go. It's actually high-go or I-O, but it's 8976 is what high-go is. H-I-G-O, like off to work I go. Go is 22 within itself. When I said 7 and 6, it's to a single digit count. Let me finish off with this. No, we're going to finish off with this. When we add up all these dots on here, right? When we add up all the dots, there are 21 dots. 6 and 5 is 11, and 1 and 2 is 14. Then there's 4 and 3. There's a total of 21 dots. So now, maximum, because there's 6 sides, okay, there's going to be the high side, which is 20 high, which is the letter T, so make it a hit. And then what we're going to have is we're going to have the 15 low. Right, and the low 15, the 15th letter is another O. Wow, wow! I never looked at that. Well, let me just let me think of something. That's 15. So L-O-O, loof, and here it's going to be wow. You can also add on a B for the second house. Okay, but I'm not going to do that. So what happens is there's only 5 sides. The other side is sitting down. You're only going to get to see 5 sides. That's it. And the side that they count on top, okay, is going to be the difference added up to what's completely underneath at the bottom. So it doesn't matter what you do. Once I open my hand and do this, I'm going to put 2 fingers on 7. See these 2 fingers? They will be on 7. This will be, hold on a second, they'll be on 7. 6 and 1, 7. And it doesn't matter what I do, right? Doesn't matter what I do. I already know, okay? See the 1 and 5? The opposite side will be 6 and 2. Automatically leaving 3 and 4. It's not magic. It's the schematics of the cube. So we're going to get back to finish this off. All the jargon going to be explained. We live in the half-life because the center area gets split. The center area of this cube gets split right over here, whether it gets split this way and then it gets split this way, right? These 2 join, call them 30-30, 30 seconds on the clock, twice the amount equals to 60. So if half space, okay, equals to... Yeah.
Can I come in here?
Yeah. I just blocked the camera.
Sorry.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Just make it cardboard.
They're still working? Hey, I can put on one of my songs. Okay, we're going to put on a song right now. Take a 2-minute break.
Into a rhythmic and lyrical form. What
I want to know.
Well,
Tick tock, the clock never stops. Telling me to send hearts, telling me to drop, telling me to share, telling me to sign. Every word checked like the tame in my mind. Was it like this 80 years ago? New words, new rules, what do we really know? History whispers, but does it repeat? Or are we just numbers marching to the beat? What do I want to know? Who's pulling the strings? Is it the church, the state, or the kings? Are we just cogs in a system so grand? Or architects shaping the lay of the land? 3 by 3 time turns in its dance. Zodiac shifts, is it fate or just chance? The chicken lays eggs, the cycle repeats. Numbers and patterns beneath all our feet. Am I old or just wide awake? Are my thoughts too deep or is this all fake? I've heard stories, I've seen the signs. But tell me, have you opened your mind? What do I want to know? Who's pulling the strings? Is it the church, the state, or the kings? Are we just cogs in a system so grand? Or architects shaping the lay of the land? Hi, I'm Mr. Topaz, here to explore anomalies, questions, and so much more. So tell me now what's on your mind. Let's write the song of the undefined. Now, for the visual representation, I'll generate an image reflecting these themes, questions, anomalies, time, control, and cycles. Stay tuned. What do I want to know? Who's pulling the strings? Is it the church, the state, or the kings? Are we just cogs in a system so grand? Or architects shaping the lay of the land? Hi, I'm Mr. Topaz, here to explore anomalies, questions, and so much more. So tell me now what's on your mind. Let's write the song of the undefined. Now for the visual representation.
okay, just want to plug this in. Should I plug that in? Oh yeah, that has to be plugged in for sure. Just give me a minute here. That has to be plugged in. I didn't bring my extension again. I don't know why. Why do I forget all the time? I just keep forgetting all the time. You know, somebody once said to me, I think you forget on purpose. And I go, no, I don't forget on purpose. And then I thought about it. I said, what if I practice forgetting things? Like just practice. So that way when I get into I put myself in a certain position, I can use it as like, well, I didn't remember, like, because it would just be normal for me already at this point. Then they're calling you all kinds of names. And then you establish who you are amongst those people, but you can be completely different with other people. Why do we do that? Obviously, I must do it or think it in order for me to say it, because obviously I just said it, so I must have thought it. Okay, so let me see where I am with this. AM. They want fuss. We're not mad. Whoa, a lot of stuff just went by. We're the good guys. You know, when you say I'm a good girl, the saying I'm a good guy. I'm a good girl. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. I'm a good boy. I'm a good girl. No, they would say gals, right? They would say guys and gals. Is that what it is? Guys and gals. You know, the minute I say the word guys, by the geese of, it's the geese, the guys, you know, it sort of seems something for some reason. I don't know why. it keeps going towards the male side, something to do with the control, you know, and it seems like it's the woman's side that's delivering all the message. So is it the male side that's delivering within the system? I'm trying to break down the, you know, because if I'm going to categorize it somewhere, I need to see the dimension of the communication between the two, because 2 females, 1 male. I want to start that way. Or I got 4 females and 1 male, because like that, you know what I'm saying? But that gets to be split up because of that over here. That one gets split into 6, but you can't use them all at the same time, right? When you use them in conjunction with here and here, here and here, here and here. If I did that, right, the conjunction would be 7 and 3, 10, 9 and 1, 10, 4 and 6, 10. The thing different between this and this and this, that when I connect 1 and 9 together, I get 2 fire signs, and I run through a fire sign. When I connect this and this together, I get 2 air signs, but then I run through a fire sign. It becomes air, fire, air, fire, air, right? But when I run this way, right, look at that. Do you see what's over here? Water and earth running through fire. So the water, 4, 6, 10, okay? So now we have, so I didn't finish. So I'm going to get back to that now, because I want to finish the 2 pages I just wrote. I scribe all the way to there and boom, I'm off somewhere else. So you can only see 5 sides on this when it's sitting on the table. So it's 14 around and the 1 up equals to 15. That is my low side. When you flip it around, the other side of this side to the pole is this side over here, the 6 side over here. 6 and 1 is 7. That's my only 7. That's my only real 7. That's a 6. 6 and 1 equals to 7. Now that is where the 14 that goes around 2, 4, 5, 3, 2, 4, 5, 3, 14, 1, 5, 6, 2, 14, 1, 3, 4, 6, 14. So that's how it works. And it runs between 15, right? It runs between 15 and 20, equaling to 35. And the heart of this cube is 3.5. Now there's games that connect to this. 3.5. What is 3.5? I just mentioned it 2 minutes ago. So let me put this over here. Your 3.5 is right here. It's a 1.5 area space. And what makes things 100% of itself is we started with 30 seconds. Remember, the second period is split. 20-minute periods in hockey. So we split it right in the middle of the period. Everything gets split. We're split on ice, right? Split between the ice wall, right? Isn't that what it's telling you? 20-minute periods in hockey, right? Baseball's got 9. Baseball is every single face. You're facing it all the time, different situation. So, yes, look at that. You need to make the 6th inning, 7th inning stretch. So when you get 100%, you go to 60. So instead of being half representing by 5, correct? You understand? Half is half. Like if I said to you, $30 is 50% of what 60 is 100% of time. So that's where 3 and 5 come in. And then what happens, okay, and I don't know, I don't remember, I don't know. I'm just using the term where they say 10% of your brain, right? So when we go to 10% of your brain, you end up with this. You end up with 33, 55, 88. This number, first of all, will create 8. This number will create 6. Star system math, 5 times 5, 5 plus 5 is 25 and 10, equaling to 35, which is actually J and Y coming together, perhaps part of January, but it's the 88 constellations. 10% brings you to 33, brings you to 55. It might be the difference between the CFL and the NFL, bringing everything whole, between the 50-yard line and the 55-yard line, between the 3 downs and kick the ball at the 55 to where we get the 4 downs, okay, of how things are brought up. You follow what I'm saying? 4 downs in the NFL versus the CFL. Now I'm gonna finish with this one. So we ended up at the 1.5 area space. When you take that 1.5 area space, Earth is number 52. The heart, the jack, the plug-in, right? 2 plus 1.5, 5 minus 1.5, holding vibration between it is 3.5, heart of this cube. The heart of this cube runs 3, and the other side is 4. It's the same corridor. This is where pi goes. So when you divide 22 by 7, it's running the corridor all around this area here. 3.1415, right? What is that 1415? It tells me a story, but I don't want to go out on the limb of anything. We just know it's more than 10%. It's a division of 7, actually. Okay, it's an absolute division of 7. It's absolutely talking about the 7th day. You are that 7th day. $999,999 divided by 7 equals 142,857. If you divide it by 8, it equals 285714, but it equals 1.28. Sorry, when it's by 8, it's here. When it's by 9, it's 1.28. Then when it's by 10, 11, 12, 13, right? But when you get to 14, it's going to be whole within itself, but it's still going to break down. Let me just do this. $714,285. It brings you to the 5th position. Brings you to the 5th position. Wow, what did I just do? What was that? What did I just do? What did I just do? Wow. Wow, that was, okay, let me just look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 7. Okay, I divide it by 7, it gives me this. All right, comes over here. So each one of these, now when I multiply it by 7, look. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 14. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 14 equals to 714. So look what I did, okay? The first time, number 7 went over here. When I divided again, okay, when I did 14, which is twice as much, it gave me 714. Puts me in the 5th position, puts me in the ocean. When I go to 22, right? When I go to 22, okay, this one I do a little bit different, check. 22 divided by 7 equals 3.1428 equals to 3.1428. Just the 3rd level, the 3rd rung, right? The 3rd rung of this one over here, right? So now what we can do, you see, I'm no longer using this number over here, right? This number over here is what gave me these results. These are all divisions of 7. So if I want to get any of these, right, I'm just going to do like this. 9 divided by 7 equals to 1.28. So when you look at it, hold on a second. When you look at it, you get 1.28. See that right down there? And then if you want to get 5.7, right, you go 5 divided by 7 equals to 714. And 714 is right over here in the 5th position. Instead of doing it with all this, it comes out to the same result. We're 1 in a million. 9 and 8 begin here, 10, 11. We need to go around this 3 times before we can go through the corridor. So then we go the 4th time. The 4th 7 is 28. But we need to be 1 more. We need to be 1 more than 4, right? So when we do this, 1 more than 4. 1 more than 4, so we need to be 29. 29 divided by 7 equals to 1428571. 142, look at that. 1428571. It brings us into the heart position. And that number 29, right? That number 29, it's a 1-for-1 exchange. You notice there's no 369s in any of these, right? Because we are the vibration that run that 369. The 2 healing vibrations of the planet run in unison with 369. Before, in an earlier video, 128, good number, 64, Zion, Israel, Elon Musk climbing up the ladder. And a new ladder that came out this week. I forget what it was, that ladder. There was also, just give me a minute, I wanted to finish off with this. So now what is 20? Because what I showed you is low is 15, high is 20. 2015 is the year, the end of the cycle of this cube, right? The end of the cycle this year ends in 2015. Now, if we do another low side before creation, we go another 15 years. So 2015 and 15 equals to 2030. But it's more than just 2030. 20 is going to represent 80. The 30 is going to represent the 90s. It's going to represent the upper world only. It's going to be after pi. It's going to bring together 20, I think, X, WX. So anyways, we have this. What happens with 88 is when you multiply it and add it, it equals to 80. When you get this, 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 equals to 7 and 8. Okay, and I mentioned this because when you get over to the Queen, the 17th card, 336 days have passed. Okay, that's equivalent to 12 moons. That's the Bat's Mitzvah. The female time of the year is over at that time. It starts on 1 more month onto the female to finish off the year. There's an added month, the 13th month for the female. The 13th month for the male is just to end its full cycle. What's missing is 5 times 5 times 5. Yeah, just keep multiplying 5s. You'll see what 5 does. Another thing, like I mentioned, okay, just give me a second for that big blurry. One of the thing that 1 returns to itself when multiplied, and 5 cuts everything in half. 2, 3, and 4 are the only ones we can work with. The 4 brings you to the second level of 5, equaling to what is 20. 4 by 9 is 36, but 2 by 9 is 18, where 1 by 9 equals to the 9 itself. 9 and 9, there's only 2 9s. 1.14 is, let me see, 1.14. Let me see that again. 141. 1415. Did I write? I don't see 1415. Is this in my stuff, or is this what you're looking at? Because I'd have to see 1415 for me. I always think of this as you're on the first level, right? You're on sea level. Because there's a difference between 1 and 2, right? If you're between 1 and 2, I'm going to try and go out on the limb in this and say you're on the surface of the water, right? On the surface of the water, you can be in the water or your head can stick out of the water. So I have to not forget that understanding, right? Okay, so but the one that's a division of pi that I'm working with. 1415 is the first level of pi. It's within yourself, your own rotation. Within a singular moon. It's in the divided house, possibly because it's between the left and the right hemisphere. It's a question you're maybe asking yourself. It's something, it's a nuke. I mean, it's like, this is like starting over every single day because it ends in 29. It's also the letters ON, the ending and the beginning and the connection of the moons, of the moon area. The M and the N in the alphabet join over here on the LM on one side, the NO on the other side. It's 5 and 6. It brings in a gateway, 7, 11. It's part of creation. There's an incoming, a changing of the moon, a changing of the guard. You see this? Hold on, not that. This over here. This is an original 7, 11, and the other side, the power of the Christ, the Vatican gates. This is 7887. I was just going to explain this piece. Yeah, so if it's so, yeah, you're okay. So repeat. Thoughts, questions, or thoughts. So you're on level 1, right? So level 1 would have to do it level 1 would have to be between here and here, not this. Because in balance, see, if it had anything to do with number 4, everything would work out in quarters. Okay, so if it has to do with number 7, it has to do with 7 or number 3. If it has to do with number 3, this row over here is always going to be ABC 1, 2, 3. You see, this is ABC. Well, in life, when you come to creation, this becomes your ABC. In fact, in creation, this is your ABC forever. Your ABC is your C, your F, and your I. All of this is inside of here. 6, this is forever. Why is this forever? You're breathing. It's forever. Forever less a day. Day equals the word 30. ING is 30. You're welcome, Big Blurry. You're welcome. I'm here. Why am I here? First of all, I didn't start off. I'm not going to give the whole thing of why I'm here. I'm coming into my 20th year of learning, being taught through the breath, through the questions. Like when it says I couldn't stop. Everything was talking to me when I first began. I had to write it down. My only way to be able to breathe was to write it all down. 20 years later, I'm sitting here telling you these stories from the breath, because eventually I started to begin to think on my own. You know, I what am I doing? What is it? What am I doing? And then I learned, oh, it's a skeleton, that everything is just a skeleton. So, because I used to ask myself, am I allowed to do this? Am I allowed to do this? Who says? Are you going to get in trouble? So I had 4 lines. I took away 1 line. I had 4 combinations, you know, just like this, you know. The telephone and the ambulance or the pharmacy shows you this star. They only show you 3 lines. Why not show me 4? Because they're showing you can use 3 of 4. And how many 3 of 4s are there like this? There's 4 of them. Well, I should make it nicer. There's 4 stars. And it all comes from this star. Just take away any one of these lines and you end up in one of these. So it's 4 to 1. We also have I'm going to finish off explaining that, but now that we did this, one, 2, 3. Hold on, I got to turn this the other way. It's easier. See the 1, 2, 3? right over here, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, right? This ABC row in the lower row, the first and the third row, 6 and 24. The center row is 1.5. Everything works off 4, 5, 6, also known as the federation. 6, 6, 6 separation between each one. This one and this one over here would be the same. Hold on a second. Cardinal mutable. Cardinal mutable, okay. So, oh yeah, I already have it marked here. Oh my God. All right. Okay. So what we have over here between here and here, 1 and 7, right? The cardinal is 1, the mutable is 3. Cardinal 1, mutable is 3, fixed is 2. So, cardinal, 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 fixed, fixed, mutable, mutable, 6, 6, 6. 4 times the difference between the lower ABC and the upper ABC. So we need to do 4 by 15 for 60 quarters of time to where we get the ABCD, the FGHI equals to 30. The ABCD equals to 10 by 3 is 30. This part, ABCD, 4 numbers versus 3 numbers, is 3 to 1, the difference in the 2 houses. So we go 3 by 20 equals to 60. We have hockey. And then we have sports with quarters, not talking about basketball, the 12-inch ruler from beyond the arc, right? And then the 3 of creation to bring us into the game, 1.25 times 12. So, yeah, so I went back to, yes, so I'm explaining this. So you can see how this, and then we also have to understand how we move about with the fire, earth, air, and water. Fire, earth, and air. We have no water. When I come into this one, fire, we have fire, earth, air, and water. But look at that, the fire is missing. Over here, 4, 5, and 6 are missing. So we're missing the water, we're missing the fire, we're missing the earth. And the lower world, when we start the first world, we started with the fire. In the lower world over here, okay, we're going to be starting with the air. But the crisscrossing of the connection between the two is going to create fire, fire. It's going to create what is air and air. And that what we're going to do too, and then we're going to get this over here is where we bring in the earth, and then Scorpio, we're going to bring in the water. Is that a little different? Did I do that wrong? Did I say that wrong? Right? Fire, fire, fire. This is fire, right? Fire in Scorpio? No, no, no. Hold on. 4. Yes, yes. And then there's 4 difference over here. So that's an air sign. That's an air sign. Here is 6 difference, right? Here is 4 difference. Here is 8 difference, like twice the amount, right? 2 over to 7 is 9. 2 over to 9, 11. 8 over to 1, 9. 8 over to 3, 11. Understanding the heart of the heavens into creation, C and H coming together. This is where the cube comes in. We need to understand what is the 360. 4 days of 1440 minutes. Otherwise, it's 3 days holding on to our vibration to where we come into the 4th year. Okay, 3 by 1920. Look at that. We're in the year 1920, the year 2000. Okay, the year 2020, 1920. The year 2000 was like 1920. Wow, okay, I saw that different. Okay. The year 2000, 1920. The year 2000. So 5730. What's ironic about that is when we get to 5790 here, that'll be 1930. Wow. Yes, 19. Wow, that is okay. Let me explain this. Let me explain this. Oh my God. Okay. 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 5790, 5760. This was the year 2000. Here, okay, 10 years later, sorry, 30 years later, that's the completion. Okay, 30 is the completion. Day, why is 30 completion? We have 5 cubes, 5 by 6 is 30. Why is 30? I have to find, we have your connecting star system that I just mentioned to you, right? When we connect our star, 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6, those are your 10s. But like I said, there's only one of those, 40. After that, they all break up into 30s. And that's the star system, the 4 to 1, the 24-hour day for the 6th birth, the 6 proton, neutrons, and electrons. So when we get back into here, right, you can see we start at 5760, right, 6 and 9. You see the 6 and 9? So the year 2000 brought on the year 1920. The year 5790 brings on the year 1930. Because of a certain rule that I follow is that there's the beginning years when you're coming into the world, when you're finishing the building process and you become the teen, right? Minus 2 years also, 666 by 3 equals to 1998, equaling to 2,000 years, and minus 2 years because must have started prior, because 666 only equals to 1998, not counting 2 for the gap for the house, right? The 2% for the house, VIG. So 5790 divided by 3 is 1930. 5760 divided by 3 is 1920. We're right here. The final, okay, over here, 8 times 2, 8 plus 2. Sorry, 2 times 2 is 4 by 8 is 32. Plus 12 is 44. We now divide the house in trinity. But when we end at 22 sevens, 2 by 2 is 4 by 7 is 28, right? 28 and 11 equals to 39. We end up with angels 39 versus running this year. The area that the difference of finishing with 39 in the year 2027 is the same numeric value of the creation of the angels. The base creation, okay, is 3 times 6, 3 plus 6. Noted that you must bring together 1 and 2 in order to create. So we're back to this scenario over here. We went into 71. 7 times 1, 7 plus 1 is this. 7 times 8, 7 plus 8 is this. Now these two will tell 2 different stories, but they also tell this end result that it starts all over again. This vibration between 1 and 5, the O world, E, 3 times passing through the 5 position. Every pound is 16 ounces. Every ounce is 28 grams. 16 by 28 equals to 44 and 8. The heavens of Abraham, right? 84, okay, the birth of the childs of Pluto, burnt orange. 84 is Pluto. The cycles of the moon, right? Number 44, number 48. So 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 is 8 and 16 equals 24. The divided gates of the day and night, 16 hours to the night and 16 hours to the day and 8 hours to the night. What is this? 16 hours to the day, 8 hours to the night. So, oh yes, this is 2/3, this is 1/3. So we can just use it like this, or we can just actually, we can do it like that. Instead, I just put it like that, how to look at it. Well, this one, the day is running on the pig. The day runs on communication. The 16 hours of the day also has 3 gateways, right? And it can be a personal day. It can be this day. It can be a personal day as well, right? Imagine if they put everybody under the same day. Do you think the computers would be able to keep up with everything? If there was light and dark. See, God made light and dark, but there's a problem with that story, okay? Because it's light here, but I know somewhere else it's dark. So we got a problem. So you can all already see that there's a rotation of the night and the dark, right? That's moving, that's constantly moving. And I don't know how many of these rotating suns there are for this to do this work, right? It's not just doing this. It can't just do this. It can't. It can't possibly light up here, here, and here that way. It just doesn't make any logical sense for me. But hey, that's me. $23 divided by $9.99 equals 20. How does 1/3 and 2/3 go? Oh, 1/3 and 2/3 go. Yes, 333 times 3 is 999. So what would you do? Would you go 1/3 and 2/3? Would you go 2/3? What is 2/3? 2/3 of what? I'm like, what is two? I mean, if you get 2/3, you know what the funny thing is that if you get 1/3, so 999 2/3, 1/3. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6. Okay. And we were also talking, hold on a second, let me see if I did this. So we broke the whole thing down because an ounce says 28 grams. There's 16 ounces in a pound, 448. The center of the cube is 3.5, so 3.5 grams is a quarter. 8 times 3.5 equals to what is an ounce? We need 16 of these ounces. This is two sides of the cube. If I looked at this as two sides of a cube, I always have to try and understand where my numbers are located. So if I look at two sides of a cube on this, these would be opposite sides, right? The difference in the ounce, right, would be 2.5 times the difference. And this is where the gateways are, 2.5 times the difference in this number over here. And this is where our heart line is over here. We run into the halfway house, right? Instead of being a whole 5, right? Dogs and cats are 7s, we're 5s. Just because in their algorithm, they say the difference between their age and ours is 7-1. We're 5s, we come through the E worlds. Like I said, when they split the house, when I drew the letter A before, remember when I drew the A before, right? And I split the A over here, created a left L and a right L. It also created the T. So when they said land and animal, right, the protractor splits over here, the two areas, right? We split the A, we can get the left angle and the right angle, the delta angle. In this situation, instead of saying the letter C, they're now going to use gamma or gimel. They use the number 7. There's no difference between whether they use the gimel or gamma or they use the letter C. You see, the gimel is right over here, right? This letter C is over here. They're the same thing. They're both air signs. Although in one of them, hold on a second. Although in one of them, it's a cardinal sign here, and in the other one, it's a mutable sign. So you're going to mutable air, okay, into a cardinal 7. So I'd have to learn a little bit more about the cardinal. And I like that word, fixed with ED, make it the sun system, mute Abel, Adam and Abel, mute the television. And the cardinal, the bird, always chirping, so I'm just thinking 1, 4, 7, 10. And it comes with Capricorn, very big, right? Cardinal sign, very big, 7 and 10, 17. Huge, because the holder of the cardinal, the holder of the 10, huge. The cardinal will go with the 7. Okay, we'll go with the 7 Libra. So the Capricorn is going to go with the Libra. Then we're going to get the Capricorn, okay, to go with Sagittarius. And then we're going to get the Capricorn to go along with Scorpio. And Scorpio, if somebody knows any signs out there, I need to understand the Scorpion sun. Okay, very, very, very important. That's where 10 and 8 comes in. That's where the split world comes in. And Scorpio has the 2 pinchers, maybe to hook up the electronics. The goat, 2 plugs. The cow, 4 plugs, 2 houses of bait. We have to connect the system. So let me take a look back what we're doing over here. And I'm taking 2 minutes. I need to. Okay, let me go back. Okay, did this. Yeah, yeah, very good. Okay, yeah, that'll make 185 by 180 equals to 360. The Mayans, everything to do with 5, will equal to the last 3 numbers will always be 1.25. And 8 times 1.25 creates a whole, right? Everything's broken up into 8. When you break things up, everything gets broken up into 8. And also the 12 zodiac signs, well, every zodiac sign overlays another, so it becomes the 1.5. The payout in blackjack of 21 is 1.5. 15 or area 1.5 is where 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2 vibration comes in, to where the split in the alphabet is between C and D, right? And then when it splits at C and D, it comes together on WX, the 23rd and 24th letter. The heart is 135. Which is funny because it runs from March 24th to April 23rd, and I believe that maybe that area is the true corridor for Valentine's, right? But then again, we're still not here until we're out of the oceans into June, right? And that would tell me a true love Valentine would have to be June 4th, because June 4th is part of the Federation. It's also 1, 1, and 1, right? So it's actually perfectly equal. June 4th. I don't know what day it is. So would it be June 4th? Would it be June 13th? Would it be June 22nd? Or you see, there's no June 31st, right? And that's a month of 6. There's a difference between June and July. When we split the months apart, right, between June and July, they're different. One has 31 days, one has 30 days. June is connected to May of 31 days, and July is connected to August, okay, of 31 days. So there's a cog right now. There's a center. So now I'm going to have to go all the way to September for 30 days, and now I have to go to April, and I have 30 days. So if I take a look at this, I end up with 92, and on this side over here, I end up with 91. If I go back one more month, I get 31. If I go forward one more month, I get 31. So when do we get a happy connection in the heart, right, of our months of the year? There's 13 moons that works out one way. There are, I think the lady's cleaning on the other side. So there's 13 moons, 12 months, 7 days. There's 13 cards in a suit in the deck. There's only 10 cards with numbers on it. And even some decks just put a T for 10. You know what I'm saying? There's 10 cards. After that, it's Jack, Queen, King. The 10th letter, the 17th letter, and the 11th letter. Playing the 7, 12, and 13. Take a check at that. The King separates the gateway. The Mother, through the power of the moon, brings the King crowns. This is MK over here. Okay, crown the child, the creation of Aquarius. Queen brings everything in through Pisces, and then over here, it comes back to Leo. We have Leo Pisces in this. Also, at the same time, this one is going to equate to Libra and Capricorn inside of this one, bringing on the birth. Here's where the cube plugs into Jack. That's your plug-in. There's your blackjack right over here. Right. That's what makes up everything. So I'm going to be ending this in a few minutes, going up for lunch. Maybe try and come back after this. So we did the thing with the grams and the pounds, and I showed you the transition. I didn't tell you much of a story, but I'm taking you. I have to explain how all the numbers interchange with each other. Right? I need a minimum of 3 pounds. I need 48 ounces. Did you know 48 is Sun, 48 is Bi, Cell, 84 is Pluto, 3 by 16. Another thing about yeah, I'm live. I'm gonna be finished in 5 minutes coming up.
Did you smoke in here?
No.
It reeks like it.
Really?
Very.
Not at all. Zero, nothing. Never. Maybe it's my pocket, my jacket.
Maybe.
Okay, where were we with that? So now he's telling everybody about, anyways, whatever. It's like a little retarded. Let me see where I am with this. Yeah, so we had the 3 pounds. The reason for that is it's 1 and 2. To get to the corridor, I need to associate my 1 and my 2 together. When you associate that 1, 2 together, the opposite, it ignites the 11. This is your birth come 7 come 11 of the student right here. Take a good look. The empty space is the 7. The 5 and 6 is the 11. I can reverse those dots to have 7 dots. There'll be 4 left over, right? If I take the 7 dots, there'll be 4 left over. And you see the arrow, to see the number 4, the design that goes with this. There's designs with this. It's more than it is. When you take a look at 16, the 1, okay, the 1 equals to 34, 7. The 6 equals to 52, 7. 77 within one word. I don't need to use the rest of the cube. They talk for themselves. So we spoke about this cube. I mentioned about what it is with 20. I'm going to do it again. When the cube is sitting down on the table, right, you can only see 5 sides. The lowest side will be 15. The highest side, which is the opposite of the lowest side, it can never be portrayed at the same time, will be 20. Creates 2015. 2015 is 15 years. 2015 in which, yeah, I should have left it outside. 2015. Just let me. Uh, 2015 Okay. 4 times 1440, 1440 minutes in a day. 5760. Now, if I did 6 of them, we'd end up with a week, and we'd end up with the size of the sun. This is between the third and the fourth corridor, and the third one in the corridor is where the vibration takes place. 432 plus who you are, the day of birth, 3 and 4. We get in the year 5775. There's going to be a story to it. I'm not getting into it. In the year 2015 was this. Over here in the year 2000 was this. The same thing, the Mayan calendar was 25,920. This is what's missing. 6 years of 13 moons, right? That's you inside the house. 2030 is equivalent to 1930. The year 2000 was equivalent to the year 1920. So the last 10 years is equivalent to 3 times the value. And so is this. The 5760 ends in 5790. So do the numbers. And 60 and 90 is in rotation of our vibration and the sun. So we're going to end it here. I'll be back maybe a little bit later. Don't know, but I'm going to participate with the family upstairs. If there's any questions, I'm going to go back a little bit. And yeah, it was quite new today for myself. I learned a few things that were new. No one intelligent enough. What was that about? Cooking up alchemy. And Rava, no one intelligent enough. Oh, all intuition. Wait a second. No, stay positive. No one intelligent enough. Oh, all intuition. I don't know really. I'm a little confused what that's about. Thoughts over feelings, feelings over thoughts. Cube talk number 111. First. That's a little weird. Okay. Creating you want no fuss. Mind bending anomalies. My grandchildren kept me here. I grew up in Addis 128. We did that 114. We did that. Please explain. And then the 360. Great job. No idea. I have no idea how I understand this, but thank you for doing this. They're using numbers to control our reality, to the numbers to control. They know it. Back to the future and seeing. You are correct. 2028 deductions, but it's different. There are multiple things with numbers that can lead to different outcomes. Yes, the people who know this are pulling numbers to pull strings of destiny. 1 and 3, 2 and 3, 9. Work. But this is why they use 9 and 9 for silver and gold bullion. Ounce, right? Ounce. Yes, and OZ is 77. In Chaldean, which is an ancient things in the middle of word is 20. Well, that's 351. A through Z. 26 and 8. The dog, yes. Ryan Blair. My father was a Sagittarius. My mother was a Capricorn. Put the head on the stone. Was that a big blurry? If you're still here, a lot of control in the family because of that. I'm just because S and C, like basically the lowest and the highest you can go. Starting at the corridor of the letter, a C in Capricorn, right? And also the goat somehow connects to Capricorn. They even use it just, the Capricorn, so the goat connects to it. Just, I don't have a bar of soap at home, but anyways, Capricorn is, I think 97, 420, 67, and the corn is 18 and 32, 50. 107? Really? No way. 18 and 14, 32, and 18 is 50. 60, 77, and 16 is 93, 94. Yeah, 97. So I'm going to use the C to go through the passageway, right? And the S is 19, so we know that it's a split house. So 3 and 19, 22 is the greatest you can go. 3 and 19 equals to 22. But if you want to get to the 22 another way, we're going to have to go with, we can go with 5 and 17 equals to 22. 6 and 16 equals to 22. The thing about this is this. Are you here? Are you here? Or are you here? There's a difference. Because we can't forget about our cardinal. We can't forget about the mutable. We can't forget about cardinal, mutable, and fixed. Cardinal, mutable, fixed. And we can't forget about the earth sign. We can't forget about the water. We can't forget about the air. We can't forget about the fire. So when you're going to a number, and I want to get to number 22, what do you want with you? You want fire, earth, air? I don't know. And also, when you get to 22, round the zodiac. Zodiac 1, 1, 13, 25, 37. Right? 1, 13, 25, 37. Hold on a second. Okay. And 49. Okay. Why 1, 13, 25, 37? Why 2, 14, 26, 38? Why 3, 15, 27, 39? Why 4, 16, 28, 40? $10. Here's your 10. Here's your 29, 29. When you're coming in, you got to come in A, B, C. You got to come A, then you got to come AB, then you got to go ABC and ABCD, you're 10, you stop right there. You have to do it all the way up to here. Cycles of 4. Remember the cycle of 4? Start all over again. Cycle of 4, cycle of 4, cycle of 4. 1, 4, 7, 1. But we're not finished. Do you know why? 1, 4, 7, 1, 2, 5, 8, 2, 3, 6, 9, 3, 4, 7, 1, 4. You know what that means here? We started over when we came here. We flipped the coin over. We're now here. See that? That means we have to keep going until the number 7 pops up here. So we're going to have to do this again. And this is how I find the algorithm to those cycles. So it's just not a 4-year cycle. And what's going to happen is this will be the basis of, depending on what we want to use this for. I take everything and I relate it. Oh, you are awakened, right? Your mother and your father's birthday equal your birthday. So 19 equals to Libra, by the way. And I'm not sure how it equals to your birthday, but when we begin to, when we start to come awake, we start to notice things, right? And why is it Libra? It's 12 and 7. Wow, it even goes with Elohim, eh? Ooh, ELO. Just put it ELS. What did I do with this? Is I wrote Capricorn and Sagittarius. Okay, C and S equals to 22. All right, be well. My birthday is 78. This is too, I don't know how to understand it, but I completely understand this. Oh, you want to see something really freaky? I'll show you just something really quick. Now try and keep up with me and say yes if you understood. Check this out, because we're going to end this now. I got to go upstairs. 4 and 2. You can see it. If I say 4 times 2, 8. 4 plus 2, 6. 6 plus 8 equals to 14. 1 plus 4 equals to 5. The other side, 5 times 3 is 15. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 15 equals to 23. 2 and 3 is 5. I just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and both sides are 5. Now if I take it and I do this, and I go 6 times 2 is 12. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 12 is 20. 2 plus 0 is 2. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 and 5 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. And the last one, 3 times 3 is 6. 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. See hold on. $33, see that? The opposite side? 4 times 4, 4 plus 4, 16 and 8, 24, 2 and 4, 6. 6 reverse 8, 88 reverse 66. I am good, Kelly Kanita. How are you? So, Big Blurry did that last piece. Did you understand it? That both sides of the dice, when worked out, multiply and addition, they equate to the same. Yeah, so listen, I'll be taking a break, going upstairs. It's the holidays, and it's the only one that we all get together on this holiday for the last 60 years. And we celebrate being together and talk about our differences or whatever it is. Speak a little bit later. Thank you for being here. Everybody knows, if you'd like, you can go to my channel if you'd like to help support. These aren't the only books I use. If you have my address and you want to send me 50 of these books, that's fine. Right? These are the only ones I'll use. I can't stand the others. And I like my big Atlantis pens, 1.6 thickness. Otherwise, if there's any other way you can help out the channel, next month in a couple of weeks is my 20th year. Right, so you can there's a link on my page, right? There's a link on my page. You want to screenshot it or anything. Otherwise, I gotta go. Peace and love. Wow, it doesn't even show how to sign out. You know that? My sign out has disappeared on me. That's pretty weird. Oh, okay, because this is open. Okay, very good. Oh, you know what? I can't, hold on a second. I should just do this. I gotta put up at least one picture. Like one picture. Like, let me see if I can get through this. Let me see if I can get just one picture. No, that's not the one I want to get. Let me see if I can, oh, maybe this one. Oh yeah, okay. So for those who've never been here before, this is where I'm usually at. This is my studio. And that's my cat, and that's the Monopoly game, which eventually I'll be talking about. What is this all about? I think that we can stop discussing a lot of things and say, for any of this to have this strong of a story, were there computers years ago to create the alphabet? If so, what happened to it? Where are the stories? So now we're going to start to believe that the breath, where is the Lord? We're going to be finding the Lord, right? We're going to find God. We're going to find friendship. We're going to find understanding, where the happy medium is, right? Too many rules, laws, and regulations. I don't think that it was meant to be this way. There's no way. It's illogical. And helping nobody in your backyard, but helping people in other countries. They've sunk something into our heads. They already told you on the jet plane. I'm leaving on a jet plane. If something should happen and the air mask should fall down, help yourself first. Why doesn't it apply for every single city, for every single state, for every single country? Help yourself first. Women and children.